when it comes to strike on Crimea, on initial stages there was reports that 5 air targets, missiles, were intercepted by Russian air defense systems in Crimea. But then videos appear on internet about these strikes. Basically, beach was targeted, by the way. Beach was targeted by with ATACMS missiles by US, because we all know that in reality ATACMS missiles are operated with by US military personnel, and as a result of this strike, 5 people died in Sevastopol, including 3 children, and the latest report was that 144 people are wounded, among them 27 kids, 27 children, and 62 people hospitalized. So their condition is serious, and they've been hospitalized. Well, this is clearly terrorist attack. During this attack, according to many sources, US drone was circulating over the Black Sea and most likely coordinating this missile attack on Sevastopol. And well, question is when enough is enough, really. I mean, I don't know. I'm really angry, and I guess many my fellow citizens feel the same, because something clearly has to be done to end this madness. And after today, we definitely are a step closer to this next level of escalation, because no matter how much Russian leadership wants to avoid further escalation or deployment of some extreme force to bring Western ruling class to their senses, I mean, they would not be able to maintain this calm any longer, because this type of strikes, when hundreds of Russian civilians are targeted simultaneously, will only continue, unfortunately. And Russian Defense Ministry made its commentary on this strike in Crimea, and responsibility was laid on US by Russian Defense Ministry. So Washington is you know what, let me translate, by the way. Let me translate, because Washington is responsible for the missile attacks on civilians in Sevastopol, since all flight missions for American ATACMS missiles are entered by US specialists. That was stated by the Russian Ministry of Defense. Yet another statement, yet another strong words, sir, but when it comes to actions, I really don't see much for now, and that's why I'm saying when enough is enough. After all, at least these drones can be neutralized. At least these surveillance drones of the NATO can be neutralized over the Black Sea, isn't it? I mean, how many Russian citizens have to die from terrorists and their Western backers so that some actions will be taken? How anybody can explain what happened to the people that were killed, to relatives of the people that were killed today, or to the relatives? And by the way, at some point, I guess US leadership and CIA's leadership realized that, well, maybe they crossed the red line, because later on today, this afternoon, reports start coming in about terrorist activity in Dagestan, and to be more precise, synagogue was targeted in Dagestan city, and also 2 Orthodox churches by the terrorists. Orthodox priest was killed. Many people were wounded as a result of the shootout with the terrorists. Latest information was that I see that 6 law enforcement officers were killed and 12 wounded. At this point, several, according to reports and video materials, several terrorists been neutralized, several terrorists detained, but at this point, as I'm making this live stream, shootout is continuous in Dagestan, in Derbent city, for example. Several channels shared videos when with sounds of gunshots, and this is clearly organized attack that intends to not just to create tensions inside Russia between different religious groups, between different ethnicities, but also to divert attention of the society, divert attention of the public from what happened in Crimea today. I don't think it will work. People will just get even more angry, because everyone understands that this is CIA and MI6, by the way, is killing Russian citizens in Dagestan, and it was US and UK led military anti-Russian bloc that killed and injured Russian citizens in Sevastopol. It's just too obvious for everybody, and if by authorizing these attacks in Dagestan, this terrorist activity, Washington and London were hoping that they can somehow divert attention and avoid answers on what they did into Sevastopol. They were mistaken. They will pay heavy price. They will pay heavy price for these crimes. In Dagestan, anti-terrorist operation is in force now, and additional units of the Rosguardia were deployed, and I guess in next several hours all the terrorists will be neutralized. Of course, after live stream I will monitor the situation, and if any additional news I will publish on my Telegram page. So very difficult day for Russia, for sure, and as I said, man, you can see I'm clearly angry with all this, and many citizens here in Russia, I'm sure, are even more angry, because we all know perfectly well that if Russia demonstrated strong force, maybe extreme force if necessary, 2 years ago, Western ruling class will no longer escalate with Russia. But and we also know that until Moscow will demonstrate force, only language that Western ruling class understands, these attacks on Russian civilians, these attacks on Russia continue. Western ruling class will not stop, simply. It is what it is, which is very unfortunate. If Western societies, if majority in the West, Western societies were against this war, and if people were demanding the escalation from the at least formal governments, maybe that will influence situation a little bit, but vast majority in the Western public is poorly informed. They only receive information from propaganda outlets. They have no idea what is going on, how close world really is towards previously unseen level of escalation, and simply they just don't care. They don't know, they don't care, and therefore I think it is too obvious that until Russia will use some extreme force, these attacks on Russia will only intensify. Let me check several